everyone, welcome to Assassin's Creed Quick Lore, the show where we learn about everything Assassin's Creed and do it quick. I'm Locust and I'm gonna be your guide for today. Last video was all about the Templar Order, and we briefly mentioned stuff like Pieces of Eden, so we're gonna talk about that today. But I realized that I can't really talk about Pieces of Eden without talking about the Isu, at least a little bit, so we're gonna do both, and we'll do a bigger video on the Isu another time. So, who are the Isu? Well, the Isu are an ancient, highly advanced species of humanoid beings who inhabited Earth way back, long before the most ancient human civilizations even rose up.
You are gods.
No, not gods. We simply came before.
Well, that's right. The Isu are frequently referred to as the ones who came before, which, I mean, makes sense. And the Isu civilization was pretty technologically advanced. From the several creations they were responsible for, I think a few of them stand out. Let me just check my notes. Okay, so we have this, okay, yeah, that, yeah, we have Pieces of Eden, we'll talk about this in this video, and human race. Yes, that's correct. The Isu created us, humans. Very shoddy job if I do say so myself. But alas, they created humans to be a capable and docile workforce, made in their own image. And like many other great creators, they didn't forget the backdoor access. No, not that one. The one in our brains. That's right. The Isu could use artifacts to make humans obedient to their commands. And these artifacts were called Pieces of Eden. So, what are these fabled items? Well, they're basically artifacts made with sophisticated Isu technology that react with the network of neurotransmitters engineered into human brains. That's how they were able to control us. But not all of the pieces were made to control human thoughts, emotions, and behavior. One of the most famous pieces, and by now one of the biggest icons of the franchise, is the Apple of Eden. These small trinkets are all capable of controlling the minds of humans. They can create illusions and sometimes give the wielder control over physical bodies. Other powerful artifacts like the Staves of Eden that hold a cradle in their headpiece capable of fitting an Apple of Eden, sort of like an Isu transformer artifact, were amazingly powerful. Combining the apple and the staff would enhance the mind control capabilities of the apple, and even open long sealed Isu temple vaults, like it's famously portrayed in Assassin's Creed 2 in the Vatican. Pieces like the Shroud of Eden can heal wounds no matter how serious, down to the cellular level. You can resurrect the dead with the Ankh, and the Sword of Eden, famously portrayed in Assassin's Creed Unity, can project serious energy blasts and enhance the wielder's charisma. One of my favorite pieces though has to be the Crystal Skulls. These artifacts allowed for unassisted telepathic communication between their owners, and let's face it, they look super cool. There were also Rings of Eden. Back down, Gollum. It's not that ring. Like I was saying, these Rings of Eden, when worn, would create a magnetic shield around the wielder and repel metallic objects. Pretty handy. Now, somewhere along the line, the Isu started getting a little bit frisky with their humans, and inevitably crossbreeding started occurring, creating a new hybrid species that was free of the neurotransmitter in their brains. And you see where this is going. Because of this, these hybrid Isu humans were not susceptible to the control of the Pieces of Eden, and this trait would then be passed on to their descendants from that point forward. The first two known hybrids were Adam and Eve, who famously stole one of the apples of Eden and instigated the human Isu war, which I'll cover in the future episode. So, as you can see, these things are extremely powerful and would grant a great advantage to whoever possessed them. You can see why the Templars really desired these artifacts. They're essential for them to achieve their plans. Now, you might ask, why don't the assassins just destroy every piece of Eden they find to prevent the Templar Order from getting it? Well, it's not that simple. You see, every piece of Eden contains an astounding amount of energy, and the act of destroying just one could cause a devastating explosion, potentially literally at a nuclear scale. Such an explosion is portrayed in the awesome comic book series The Fall, which by chance I have a pretty cool edition of. Cool beans! And there you go. I bet you'd like to know what other pieces of Eden exist, but this is all the time we have for today. I hope I was able to teach you a bit more about the Isu and their creations, and next time we'll explore more about the Isu themselves and go to greater depths about their civilization. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified of the next video. Also, follow me on my socials if you want more Assassin's Creed content, and if you want to see this series continue, make sure to leave a like, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!